Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Timothy Duckworth, looking like a freaking... What did I say you were?
I don't know.
An Instagram filter?
Yeah. No, a Snapchat filter.
Snapchat filter.
Do you have Snapchat?
No. I've never had Snapchat.
I've had it. Don't use it, but yeah.
I've never had Snapchat. It is Wednesday, June 18th, 12:25 a.m. But, for all intents and purposes, it is Tuesday, June 17th for us. What's that?
Pacific time.
Pacific time, yeah. In the morning. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winners to talk about today. Seth Davies took first place in the $250K super high roller. Tyler Patterson won the 3K 6-max. Joey Couden, he's saluting. He won the Salute to Warriors. Vongxaiburana won the 10K Big O. Jason Daly won the $2,500 OE. Lots of other stuff happening here. Monster Stack was playing down. There was a 25K PLO that kicked off. There's a seniors event that kicked off. I mean, there's just tons of stuff. I mean, I walked in here today. A massive
amount of action, you may say?
Yeah. I walked in here today and stuff was just wild. Absolutely wild. So we're going to touch on it all. How you doing?
I'm doing great. 5 winners. Can't complain.
I can complain. And I will complain right off the bat. Why are there 5 winners today and none yesterday? It makes zero sense to me. Absolutely zero sense to me.
Look.
Well, what it does
schedule variance.
Schedule variance. Why wouldn't you have, like I said, one winner at least every single day, and when there are times when you want to really highlight a winner, like for example, on the day when the ladies championship has a winner, no other winners.
That's fair.
Let that one shine.
That's fair. I like that idea.
I would say the same thing with the seniors championship. Let that one shine.
Sure.
Super high roller, you could do the same sort of thing. Let that one shine.
But what happens when an event takes too long? We need an extra day. It throws off your whole plan.
If that happens, yes. But that was not the case for yesterday and today. It was just that there was no winners yesterday and there were 5 winners today. Okay?
Yeah. It is a little weird. Like we've kind of touched on, we have to give WSOP a little bit of the down. It's not easy putting a schedule together of 100 events. Let's be honest. Come on.
No, I'm not. Did I ever say it was easy?
No. But
I'm not saying it was
things
easy.
are going to fall where they fall.
No, it's not. Things are not going to fall where they fall. Like you're playing 52 card pickup with the schedule. No, that's not what we're doing here. Okay, like stop.
That would be fun if you just throw like things on the whiteboard, and that's where the schedule is every year. You have like a schedule slapathon party.
A schedule potpourri.
I would definitely watch that.
All right.
Main event 3. God damn it.
Oh my gosh. Chase the thrill of real online poker without touching your wallet. Play PokerGO is the home for authentic free online poker. Free to play poker that is actually the real damn thing. Trust me. I get in there. I play. Real players like me, like Tim. They got strategy. It's fun. It is competitive. I'm still not sure if Uncle Maury can beat the game. I know he talks about how he gets in there and he plays and it's tough. I don't know if he's ever actually said that if he's a winner or a loser. So
I've heard he's run it up. He's told me he's run it up.
Just want to point that out. They got ring games. They have tournaments. They have sit and goes. I like to play the ring games. Pop in there for a little bit of time, play.
Yep.
Pop on out. Whenever something happens or I'm kind of done with my little free poker session. It's all on playpokergo.com, so sign up for free, get in the mix, see how you stack up. His name is Tramstop. My name is Brosco, so if you see us in there battling, come sit down. I'll generally be at the highest stakes ring game tables. That's where I'll be.
I'm not good enough for those tables. I got to play a little.
You've definitely been at those tables with me, so don't sell yourself short.
I'm all in on my bankroll.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I definitely put the majority of my gold coin bankroll on the line at all times. But that's more fun that way, right? Join for free now at playpokergo.com. You can also download it for iOS and Android. We will see you guys at the virtual tables. Seth Davies, baby. 250K super high roller winner. He topped a field of 63 entries to win $4.75 million. His first World Series of Poker gold bracelet. Now, Davies he's had a long career in the game. He's kind of always been knocking at the door. But these last, I'll say 18 to 24 months, just freaking straight rocket ship to the moon. I would say it all kind of started when he won that PGT PLO Series 25K. That's kind of like my point of the beginning for him, right? He won that one for 522K. Who did he beat heads up? Come on, Mr. Commissioner. They shared a beer after at the bar. He's Finnish.
Smalley.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Okay. Oh, God. That's
Sipila. And then he won the Super High Roller Bowl over in Europe, also in 2024 for $3.2 million.
I know who he beat there.
Then second place in EPT Barcelona's 100K for $990,000. Then he won SHRB PLO for $1.5 million. Then third place EPT Monte Carlo 100K. This was this year for $1 million. Then he won an event, Triton Montenegro, for it was a 50K buy-in. He won that for 1.5 million, excuse me. And then also Triton Montenegro, second in the 200K Invitational for almost $4.2 million.
Yep.
Like I said, absolute freaking rocket ship to the moon for Seth Davies. This guy, like I said, he's been grinding for years. In fact, you have a story about it.
Can I say it, though?
Yes, I'm giving you the okay.
All right. Apologies in advance to...
There's no... I read the story ahead of time. There is no way that person shared that story with you without like knowing that we were going to share it.
Sure, I did.
And listen, if we get yelled at, I mean, I'll take the bullet.
All right.
Blame it on me.
Okay, this is from Marco Johnson. Condolences on your third place tonight. We'll get touch on that. Funny story that might not be out there. I lived with Seth in Mexico for a year about 15 years ago. He was grinding small online tournaments with more work ethic than anyone I've ever met. When I won my first bracelet, I was living with him and I paid for a yacht and we invited all these girls who worked at a bar restaurant on the beach. We always went to in Playa. He met his wife that day. They're now married. They have a kid. I love Seth. Nobody has a more impressive path than him, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nothing wrong with that story. And if we get yelled at, you can blame it on me. Well, don't send the story and then go to bed, Marco. That's just how it goes, because we're doing the podcast at 12:30 a.m.
Yep.
But as Marco said, as I'm about to say, as I think Tim would agree, Seth Davies has been grinding for years. He is a very sharp, a very professional player. He's pretty down to earth overall. Just seems like a normal dude. You know, he's not really loud and boisterous. I don't think he seeks the spotlight, even though he does end up in it, you know, at least plenty of times, you know, as of late. He's had plenty of success before. He had a WPT win. He's obviously won stuff in the studio. He's had big cashes before, you know, deep runs, big scores, all that sort of stuff. But as I mentioned, these last like 24 months have really been Seth Davies' 2 years. It's really been his window. He's just really taken everything to another level. I outlined everything that he just won. If you go back, if you count all of 2024 and then what's happened so far in 2025, more than $21 million in earnings. Damn. It's like $21.5 million. That's wild. Absolutely wild.
That's basically the last
2 months, it's like 10 million.
Yeah. That's pretty much half what he's earned his whole career.
It's freaking wild. And now, of course, this 250K Super High Roller winning his first bracelet. And it's not just any bracelet. It is the biggest buy-in of the summer. And it's actually kind of fitting because these are the tournaments that Seth specializes in. These are the tournaments that he frequents the most. It is one of the toughest fields in poker. You know, he rolls with Ben Tollering, Jason Kuhn, Jeremy Osmus, Isaac Haxton, Steven Chidwick, you know, some of the best, right? They've all got their big win, their big WSOP win. Seth had yet to have his.
Yeah.
Now he got his moment. This wasn't a breakout. This was a payoff for all of the hard work that Seth has put in. I would say that right now he is playing the best poker of his life. And then with that comes a lot of confidence to kind of always do the right thing. Yes, you are running hot in spots, as evidenced by the second to last hand of this tournament. He got it all in with Ace Jack versus Alex Foxton's Ace Queen. He smashed a Jack on the flop and held from there. But the results right now, they're absolutely positively undeniable for Seth Davies. And after he won, we were able to catch up with him. So let's hear from Seth Davies, and then we'll come on back and we'll wrap up about the 250K super high roller.
He's an elite poker player, and he took the worst of it for years and years. He was just in so many big spots, and there were times his back was against the wall and his spirits were broken, but we all kept saying, Shark, like, listen, you're with a group of guys that work really hard. We've all had results. We know what it's like to win, and we know that you have what it takes to win. You just got to keep showing up and working hard, and here it is. Guy finally gets some run good on his side and just wins everything.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Get her done.
It's kind of fantasy land stuff, you only get so many high stakes WSOP tournaments every year. It's not like Triton where you get 30 shots at it. You only get, 3 or 4 shots at it. So it's something I've wanted for a long time, and to come through in the biggest one, it's insane. Yeah, so these things, the way it feels like it's never going to happen, then all of a sudden it just does. And it's very sudden, and it's very, it feels like you're just slowly going down the hill for a very long time, and then you just get launched into outer space, and that's kind of what I feel like right now. I think my soft skills have improved a lot. I think I've always had pretty good hard skills with like technical, just like, the fundamentals of poker, but the soft skills that come along with live poker and getting to understand your player pool better, I think that's really improved for me over the last couple of years. Jeju and Monte Carlo, these last 2 Triton trips, obviously very high stakes, and the trips just weren't that good. There wasn't too many soft players there. There's a lot of good pros and not too many soft spots. So you kind of have this existential moment where you're like, is this something that I can continue doing? Is this a realistic way for me to, continue making a living? And fortunately for me and everybody, I guess, the next Triton that rolled around was pretty good. Some of the softer spots started showing up again, and obviously my results just went insane. So I feel a lot better about the future for now. But it's a very up and down game. It's a lot of bad things happen and a lot of great things happen. And you just got to wear it. Friends in this game, poker is a game where there are a lot of kind of information bubbles out there, and it's kind of like who is in your study group or who you talk poker with is extremely important. So I kind of believe that each of us is mostly a sum of everybody we associate with, especially in poker, but also in life, like you're saying. So I owe those guys everything. Like the entirety of who I am is pretty much because of them. Yeah, I mean, once you have kids and you have a family, everything just carries a little bit more meaning. And I was actually thinking about that a lot. Yesterday, I was having a talk with Stevie Chidwick and Orpin. We were talking about just, becoming fathers, and as our careers get to a point where, do we consider retiring? And we talked a little bit about having purpose and how that's good for you. And it also is something that I think about with my son. I would love to, my son's too young to really understand any of this, but if he's 12 years old, I would love to have him watch me do this. You know what I mean? I really want a reason for my son and my wife to be proud of me. And I think that is a big part of this, and it means a lot to me because of that. Whenever you're kind of in control of your own, whenever it feels like you're kind of in control of your own future and your own success, it's a really liberating feeling, and choosing to walk away at any point would be amazing, but also the feeling of belonging, of how you feel like you've arrived at the highest level of some kind of competition. It's an incredibly gratifying feeling.
That was Seth Davies. Good insight from him. It's good to hear him talk about his family. It's good to hear him talk about that friend group that I mentioned. And then just kind of speaking to how he's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he's got some other friends hanging around the rail. He just orders a bunch of beers over. They sat over there for an hour, shooting the shit, talking. At one point, he did an interview with WSOP. I walk him back to do our interview. He's like, let me call my brother while we walk. Sure. Calls his brother. And he just starts talking about how the Oilers were losing and about to lose the Stanley Cup game. Seth is from Oregon, so I'm assuming he's up there in that realm of the woods, an Oilers fan. And yeah, so, just again, he just won $4.75 million. Of course, his brother congratulated him, great, all that sort of stuff. But then immediately just, some bro sports talk.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting over there having some brews with his buddies. And the reason why he was sitting over there is he was waiting for his other buddies, Osmus, Couden, Haxton, Chidwick, all those guys. They were in the 25K PLO on the other side of the universe in Paris. he had to wait for them, it was about, I think when we wrapped up all the photos and everything, it was like 68 minutes until they had a break. So he sat there and just chilled and waited for them to all come over so they could do a big group photo with one another. They all came running over. They did the group photo. They all ran back to play. Seth went back to drinking his beers. He said he's probably going to take the night off, but he might hop into the 25K PLO tomorrow. Seth is a very, very good PLO player, in addition to a very, very good no limit hold'em player. So he might get in that. He might not. Kind of depends on how he feels. But Seth Davies off and running here at the 2025 World Series of Poker. Just running through the results quickly from this event. Of course, we got Seth Davies up on top, 4.75 million. Alex Foxen in second. Alex Foxen previously won this event, almost won it a second time if it wasn't for that jack on the flop. 3,060,000 for Foxen. Thomas Boivin, 2,057,000 for him. Third place finish. Bryn Kenny, 1.4 million. Chris Brewer, another previous winner of this event, 1,066,000. David Peters, my dad, 826,000. Martin Cabral was out first, 674K, and was out second at the final table. He was almost out first. He did get it in on the first hand.
Yep.
Aces for Bryn Kenny, ace king for Martin Cabral, but the board ran out of straight, so they chopped it. Ben Tollerine eliminated after that, aces versus kings, 581K for him. So yeah, we also had, it was Daniel Negreanu in 9th place. I forget, Bao Ding was in 10th.
Yep.
And then Andrew Lucky Chewy Lichtenberger, he busted on the bubble yesterday. Very, very fun final table. A lot of action. You know, it wasn't a super long final table, but there was a lot of action, a lot of big hands. If you missed it, you can find it on PokerGo.com. You can find it on the PokerGo YouTube channel. Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks were on the call for that one with Natalie Bodie on the sidelines. For you, my friend.
Yes.
You know, how important, we talked about this friend group that he's in, just some of the most elite players in the world. You know, how important do you think that is for Seth Davies?
Obviously very important. The first thing I think of is think about how important those guys view Seth, because like you said, they came over from break, ran over here, jumped in the winner's shot. You know, Seth's willing to wait for these guys. So it shows that the friendship is pretty important to all of them. Now, when we turn it to poker, you've got the brightest minds in the game, some of the best players in the world with hundreds of millions of winnings all combined. I'm pretty sure
between Couden, Osmus, Tollerine, Chidwick, Isaac Haxton, and Seth Davies, what do you think the total winnings is?
221.5.
Really? Did you look this up?
Well, I know Coon's 60. I know Seth is 40.
Well, that's 100.
Yeah. I'm getting to it. Tollerine's only about 20. Osmus about that. Haxton maybe 35. Who else did you mention?
Chidwick's like 50.
Okay, so 220. That's probably right on it. That's how good I am. But
I thought it would be more like 240.
The friendship, well, that's like 20K difference. I mean,
20 million difference.
That's nothing.
Okay.
Chump change. The friendship, I think, is pretty important. It shows that they're willing, both Seth's willing to wait. Those guys are willing to run over during break. And then from the poker aspect,
I think they actually, by the way, literally ran over.
Yeah.
during break.
I mean, I'm sure just the discussion about poker in general, whether it's hands or whether it's concepts or strategy, is just the upper echelon of discussion. It would be pretty nice to be a little fly on the wall in that group text. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Big picture on the event. You got any takeaways from it?
Obviously disappointed with the numbers, right? Like I think we've touched on
disappointed. I mean, they're down, but I'm not sure I would say I was disappointed.
High rollers in the studio, up, up, up. Most of the high rollers here, up, up.
But those, I mean, I got to stop you. I'm sorry. There are those high rollers, yes, and then there are 250K buy-ins. How's the Super High Roller Bowl do?
Fantastic. Trending up.
Stop.
Record-setting numbers in the mixed game Super High Roller Bowl.
Oh yeah, because it was the only one that's ever been held.
Record-setting.
No, the regular Super High Roller, the regular Super High Roller Bowl, the regular Super High Roller Bowl.
I've never heard of that event.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
It gets what, 20 players?
I don't know what event you're talking about.
Stop. Come on.
But what I mean is that I am disappointed because it did go down. You know, we've seen everything going up. We were probably very bullish that it would go up. And we've discussed, you know, we're not going to bring it up again. We've discussed other players that missed out. So to me, that was probably the only real negative for this event. just a little bit of disappointment that we couldn't get to, say, 82 players or something like that. But otherwise, this is a great event. These big buy-in events are just, there's so much high-pressure situations. I feel like it's always great one to watch both on TV, but also just being out here, in the field, listening to some of the conversations, seeing the pressure these guys are under every decision.
Yeah, I mean, I love this event. I think it's great to have a big buy-in event on the schedule. I think they could do something where like every 4 years they go even bigger, 500K.
Bring back the million?
I'm not sure I would go to a milli, but I think you could do 500.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this one could have had a few more entries. I mean, we already talked about it. If the schedule was a little bit better with it, to allow some of those players that might have missed out otherwise. Of course, we just have people that skipped anyway, which hurts. But, still, 63 entries in a 250K, I think is very good. I look at kind of the first place prize, for 4.75 million up top. Very, very good. So, I don't have too much to take away from it all. I thought overall, it was certainly the Martin Cabral show, even though he did bow out in 7th place. I think there was a lot of feedback on our conversation on the last episode about whether or not Martin Cabral is good or bad for poker. I actually had a couple of people that said that I changed their mind with what I said.
I got a lot of people siding with me, so you're in a dream world over there.
I just think in general, it's hard to change people's minds in today's day and age about anything.
Yeah.
So just to hear that is, I guess, kind of refreshing in general. But yeah, and listen, there was a lot of, just browsing the social stuff. Like there's a lot of people that are just, they're just regular, like their usernames to me, so they're just common poker fans. And, a lot of them are commenting kind of positively about Martin. Like, I like these antics. I like this guy. This guy's fun. It's entertaining. They kept quoting him. Not like that. Not like, stuff like, so I think that's what I'm speaking to. Like, where I think it's good for poker because those people are like, oh, there's actually some color in a 250K super high roller. Okay. Like that's actually cool. It's different. It's new. So
there's definitely there's a fun line. And when he gets past that, it's when I think is not as enjoyable.
Well, how about let's talk about the time extension issue today.
No issue.
Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask Martin Cabral, it was an issue.
He's wrong.
Well, I did think it was interesting, I guess weird, maybe oversight, that it was nowhere in the rules.
Yeah.
At all.
It's not in the rules, and it's
so
structure sheet's not really. I think I'm going to pull it up right now, actually.
And while you do that, just quickly. So Martin claimed at the beginning of play today that, and this was before we turned on the cameras for the live stream, but he was complaining that he should have had an additional 6 time extensions.
Yes.
And the tournament staff, first it was the tournament director said, no, there's no more time extensions. You don't get any more. Martin was adamant. He was actually saying that, listen, I didn't actually read it, but my assistant, who I pay lots of money to read all this stuff for me, he read it. He's got eyes on it. I trust him with my life. He told me this. I should get more, whatever. Eventually, Jack Effel got called. Like it got escalated that much. Martin kept bringing it up. The other players were their stance was this. Listen, we're playing, okay? Kind of stop with the nonsense. Now, we'll have them check on the rules. If the rules do say we get more, okay, we'll all get more. But right now, we all think the rules are right, so let's just play.
Yep. The
only thing it says is right there.
This is the problem I have. It says play with a 30-second shot clock. Okay, but
that's all it says.
Yeah, it doesn't mention when you get the time extensions. Doesn't mention how many you get the time extensions. Now,
well, another thing that it doesn't say, I don't believe, is that it's 20 pre and 30 after.
Yeah, it doesn't say that either. It's been like this the last few years, the 666. And, obviously, if people ever watch the broadcast, you see the yellow time extensions. They're right down here in the front of the screen. They're outdoing.
Seth Davies loves them, by the way.
He'll get one. Don't worry. We'll get him one once the series is over, so he can't put it in play. We make them for the TV, right? So when I order them, I kind of had to understand how many we may possibly need. And it's not anywhere to ask. But so I've known the way it is for a few years. Martin is right in the sense that you get 6 on entry, 6 on day 2, 6 at the start of day 3. Now, most of these events, you start day 3 with more than one table, right? You start with 10, 11 players, 12 players. So then you would get another set of 6 at the final 8 or whatever the final table is. So essentially you could get up to 24, which for me makes it a headache because I have to make sure I have 24 times, 8 players. The difference is, though, if you make the final table on day 2, you'll get the 6, but you won't get them on day 3. Now, that's fine. That's your rule, WSOP, that's your rule. But I would like to see it very clearly written somewhere, whether it's in the rules and regulations, because at the bottom of the structure sheet, it says, more information, go here. Click this for 2025 rules. Saying it in there would be great. I think it's better to be on the structure sheet like we have in ours. Very simple. It's about 2 sentences. And if you search time extensions, nothing really comes up. Time banks, nothing really comes up.
Yeah, many people were searching through those rules.
So yeah,
today.
that's the one downside. And at the end of the day, Jack can rule how he wants to rule on this. And I think it was very fair. I think it made sense to all the players. Martin was just obviously
also,
he only had one time extension.
Okay, yeah,
and he
that was
wasted him last night. I don't know if you remember that.
On the last 2 to 3 hands,
Yeah.
he wasted every single time extension that he had. He was it was pretty clear that he was trying to just burn out the clock for the day. And I believe when he started doing it, he was in the small, maybe the big blind or the small blind. But essentially, him burning out the clock allowed him to start the next day on either the button or the cutoff in a later position, which benefits him, of course. So there was that, which is also why, even if you're not redrawn, you should just do hands at the end of the day. You should just be like, okay, we're drawing for hands. Okay, 4 hands left. That's just it. That's how it should be done. So Martin was stalling at the end, but he was also stalling, at least in his mind, he was under the impression that he was going to get 6 more the next day.
Yes.
And he didn't.
That's where I think the issue is. And you know what? Maybe it should have been on, whether it was us as PokerGo production or whether it was on the TDs working the night shift to say, hey, I see what you're doing.
No,
I know what you're
tell
doing.
him.
Just as a reminder, you're not going to get 6 more tomorrow. And then he may go, oh, okay, I'm going to keep these 3 extra ones I have.
Yeah,
I think it's on being maybe the TD's discretion to step in there and act with a little bit of integrity. I think that would be fine by everyone if he did that.
Let him burn him.
Okay, we're different.
I mean, it's his own fault if he's from where we sit. It was not in the rules, so he's making it up as far as I'm concerned. I mean, maybe he read it somewhere.
I think it's an implied rule. Like he was used to say, "Oh, I guess 6 more on day 3. We made day 3. I should get 6 more." To me, the logic makes sense, but this is a rare circumstance where we made the final 8 the day before and played hands 8-handed. So therefore, you have got the last amount you could.
There was another just quick interesting thing as it pertains to the time extension tips. If you guys watched Daniel Negreanu's vlog, if you don't watch it, what the hell are you doing? If you do watch it, you'll know that he was going to go home and not enter at the end of day 1 on the 250K. He got all the way up to his hotel room and he said, oh, actually, I get 6 more if I go down there.
Right,
I go down there and register, play a couple hands for it could be 5 minutes. But if I register before the end of the day, I'm going to have 6 today. I can put them in the bag, and then I'll get 6 more tomorrow. So I'll have 12. And he said, I might use them at some point in this type of tournament, so I'm going to need all that I can. So he turned back around. He was all the way up in his hotel room. Yeah. He turned back around. He went down. Only a little bit of time left to play, but he did so because of the time extensions.
That was very smart. I don't even think you need to play a hand. I think you just need to like clock in, right?
I don't know.
The way we do it is slightly different. On the PGT is we have staggered time extensions. We have more at the start of play, and then midway point it drops. So that's one way to kind of avoid that kind of thing. But obviously our tournaments are structured very differently. But yeah, he's in completely right mind to go do that, and it's a pretty smart plus EV move. I would say gaining an extra 3 minutes of time if you need it in a later stage. On the bubble or in the money or even, heads up.
Moving on from the 250K super high roller, let's slide on over to the 3K 6 max. Tyler Patterson topped a field of 1,421 entries to win $574,000. His second WSOP gold bracelet. He won the $1,500 pot limit Omaha high-low back in 2014. He denied Matthew Wantman, a.k.a. Bucky, his first WSOP bracelet. Wantman taking $382,000 for the second place finish. Ducky's writing right now in the thing, question mark, best player to not win a bracelet. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, Seth was number one on that list, right? So we should discuss.
This is the
second.
dumbest list in the history of mankind.
I think it's Alan Kessler, but Matt Wantman right here, he might have a case.
Darren Elias.
Darren Elias, he may have a case against Alan Kessler.
There are a lot of incredible players without bracelets. We don't need to run through. Yeah, this would actually be a better website than your silly Hall of Fame website. Okay,
I might be on it tomorrow.
Go right ahead.
What should we call it?
Call it whatever you want.
Second best? No, that doesn't make sense.
Third place, Michael Walsh, $267K. Andy Wilson, fourth place for $189K. Johan Lim, $136K for fifth, and Jakub Michalak, $99.9. Would you
bestwithout.com.
Oh my god.
1 cent.
Whatever. We had a couple deep runs in this one to help our fantasy team. By the way, shout out Seth, baby. Team DPMD, 125 points for us. Let's go. In this 3K6 max, we had Uri Reichenstein, 11th place. He got us 19 points. We also had Steven Song get like 47th or something in the 3K6 max. So that's a point for the Songbird. Let's go, baby.
Just one?
Just one. The field bonus was at 24. So, would have loved to see it. But
we'll
still good. Still very good. 145 point day for our team. We have shot up. We are back into the top 6 or 7. So right there within striking distance. I know Dinkers is looking like they're running away with this damn thing, but we are coming up, baby. Let's go. Joey Couden wins the Salute to Warriors, topping a field of 3,937 entries. His second WSOP Gold bracelet, he won $188,000. Like Tyler Patterson, his first bracelet was a PLO8 bracelet. Joey Couden won the $1,500 PLO8 in 2018. Interesting note about Couden's run here at the final table. He busted second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place, and seventh place on the way to the winner's circle. So well done.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, well done by Joey Couden. He beat Richard Buckingham in heads-up play. Buckingham taking home $125,000. Over Saha, $92K for third. Yu Sang Huang, $68K for fourth place. Alexander Sevchenko, $51K. Brandon Sowers, $39K. Roger, Hendren, $29.8K. Tim Kaziark, probably butchered that last name, $22.9K. Luciano Mello, $17.9K. Joey Couden, man, this guy just seems to...
He's pretty good.
I mean, he won, yes, but he's kind of always deep every year in various events. I think he's more of a mixed game guy than a no limit hold'em guy, but that doesn't mean you can't find success in no limit hold'em. Joey Couden is obviously a very good player. I believe he was also drafted in 25K. I do not know which team though, but good on Joey Couden there. Varakai Vongxaiburana wins the 10K Big O, his first WSOP Gold bracelet. The 51-year-old day trader plays poker as a hobby, won $784,000. He denied Phil Hui his fifth WSOP Gold bracelet. There was a pretty big rail over there for Phil, but ultimately Vongxaiburana took it down, topped a field of 402 entries. Vongxaiburana in first, $784,000. Phil Hui second, 522. Your boy who texted you the story about Seth, Marco
Johnson, third place.
Third place, 360. Sean Rice, 253. Victor Blom, another final table for this guy. I think he has 295 fantasy points.
He's crushing it.
This guy's at every final table. It's outrageous.
Should have drafted him.
We should have. If I knew anything in the slightest about what he would be playing, I probably would have been in on him. Chris DeMacy, 131K. Noah Kelly, 97K. And Brian Battistone, 73.9K. Now, there were this event and the 250K Super High Roller were PGT events.
They were.
Correct? So, with those two events, a lot of points up for grabs, a lot of moving and shaking. What is going on the leaderboard, Commish?
The biggest thing that happened is we have a new number one. It ain't Seth Davies.
It's Vongxaiburana.
It ain't Vongxaiburana. It's Alex Foxen.
Of course, it's Alex Foxen.
He moves into first place, 1,667 points. Let's look at last year. And he only just got to 1,022 in all of 2024 season. His best season so far, 2023, had 2,103. So we're halfway.
He's going to beat that.
I think he's going to beat that. He's having an outstanding season. 2 wins, 7 final tables, 12 cashes, $4.2 million in winnings. Daniel Negreanu got a nice little bump to leap over Chino Ream. So he stays in third place.
And he cashed in the Razz today, so...
He did. This does not counting his Razz.
Exactly.
So this is not counting his Razz.
He's
still in third, though. Thomas Boyven, 2 massive cashes at this World Series. He's into 10th with 900 points. Verichai Double V, 784.
Verichai
Double V. I like Double V.
Vongxaiburana. I think that's how you say his last name.
He's 17th. And then for Seth is 19th with 3 cashes. That was the big stuff. Phil Hui, he moves into 40th. Victor Blum, 28th. So like we always talk about the World Series, lots of movement. Real quick story about Double V. Ended early last night. We touched on that at 10 p.m. If you watch Suited Superman, Kai Wynn's story, they play a lot of PLO together. Double V here plays our PLO series. He was at South Point.
They always have a big game at South Point.
He was playing the Big O game with Suited, with Kai Wynn and some others. While, just 5-handed in 10K Big O championship. You don't want to go home and get rest? No, I want to put some hands in playing 25-50
Unreal.
Big O as the South Point. But hey, it worked out because he emerged victorious when his first bracelet. So good on him.
Unreal. That's crazy stuff right there. Jason Daly won the $2,500 Omaha High-Low / Stud High-Low tournament, the tournament that should be canceled. 575 entries, so I guess it shouldn't be canceled because it got a huge field. He won his second bracelet. He previously won the 2023 3K 6 Max Limit Hold'em. In this event, he won $244,000. He defeated Kevin Choi in heads-up play. Phil Hellmuth, third place for Philly boy, $112,000 for Hellmuth. It was Daly that took him out.
Daly got so lucky on Phil. So lucky.
Whatever.
You saw the hand.
Stuff happens.
Phil had the whole board locked. Daly could only hit a 6.
What?
He had a wheel and a 6 high straight.
Oh, and that's
Daly had ace 3.
That one. I thought you were talking about the hand with the 3 aces.
No, that was terrible. Ace 3 7. So he was quartering Daly. Daly hit a miracle 6 to quarter Phil, and that chopped him right down. And then he would lose that trip aces to the flush, and then sayonara Philip.
Yep. 37th podium finish at the WSOP for Phil Hellmuth.
Very impressive.
But the victor here, Jason Daly, who he's popped in the studio at times.
Yep.
Plays a lot in Texas, you say.
Yeah. Plays all our the PGT events when we're down there, the Texas Poker Open, the PLO Roundup. Good for a few buy-ins. I did hear him on the phone to a friend while I was setting up the bracelet shot. By the way, if you see his winner shot, best one I've done all series. It's beautiful. It's
okay.
Chef's kiss. He was. I think I heard this right. He goes, "Well, I was down 150. Now I'm up 150." Which obviously the math doesn't math because he only won 244. But he was telling his friend a story on FaceTime or something, and that he's now winning in the green, in the positive. So right. It's going to be good heading to the back half of the World Series of Poker schedule.
Tobias Hawson got 4th place in this one for $78K. John Kite, 5th place for $56K. Alexander Orlov, $41K. Christopher Clausen, a.k.a. Spewy. I used to play 25 cent, 50 cent.
A.k.a. what?
He was Lucky Spewy on WSOP.com back in the day. We used to play 25 cent, 50 cent against each other. He used to tilt off all the time. And it was one of those things where he would bust a couple times. And then, the buy-in's $50 max. He'd buy in for $28.67. So you knew he was the last of his roll. And then he would tilt off. You wouldn't see him for a couple weeks. And then he would come back. Now he plays huge, high-stakes mixed games. Christopher Clausen. Ruko Mamiya, $23,000 for 8th place.
Another
there.
female final tableist right there, Ruiko.
Yeah, they keep getting close.
Yeah.
It's like every time you look, it's like, oh, there's another woman, at these open event final tables. So eventually they break through. Victoria Lifshitz ran deep in the 3K 6 max.
Yep.
Final couple of tables there for Lifshitz. So eventually one of them's gonna break through and get the bracelet for sure.
Funny thing,
there's too many good ones out there.
Funny thing about Ruiko, Mike Patrick works for PokerGO, told me that me and him have been over at the Bellagio playing Robbie Straczynski's Mix Game Festival. The other day, Ruiko was over there in the 4-8 streets with Mike Patrick.
Maybe she was learning the game.
Or maybe she was just crushing, finding that bankroll to get into the 2500 OE. But that's kind of pretty cool. Whether it's this her normal thing or she took a shot, either way, that's kind of a close call for Ruiko right there.
Well, speaking of taking shots, we have a new promotion launching today, and you out there, you can win a $5,000 package to play for glory at the PokerGO studio, and it is all thanks to our friends at True Classic. We have partnered with True Classic to run a signature event towards the end of 2025. Date is TBD. Still working on finalizing the date, but it will be coming at the end of the year. But basically, here's what you got to do. If you want, you could win in for free a 5K package. That includes a buy-in, which is $3,300, plus you'll get flight money and also hotel. TrueClassicTees.com/TC PokerGo. So TrueClassicTees.com, and in that part of the URL, the tees is spelled TEES.com, and then /TC, just the letters, TC PokerGo. And you go there and you enter for free. And what you have to do is you have to basically tell us your poker story. True Classic, Ryan of True Classic, one of the founders, he is very big on helping people like chase their dreams in poker. He wants to help you like realize your big poker story. That is one of the reasons why we're calling this the Rags to Riches events. So go to that URL, trueclassictees.com/TC PokerGo, and fill out the information. You just have to enter your name, your email, and just tell us your story. So tell us what your story is. And Ryan and the True Classic team are going to go through, and they are going to pick 15 winners. 15 people are going to win a 5K package. So this isn't like a one-time thing. No, you can't do it. I can't do it because we're part of the company. That's just how it is. Yeah. So 15 winners get a $5,000 package. That's what you guys are going to get. So again, go to that website, fill out your story, make it good. Okay. Really just like, tell True Classic and tell Ryan, like, why you're in the game, why you want a shot to play at the PokerGO studio, all that sort of stuff. Make it good. Okay. Make the story good. Now, don't lie. Okay. We're poker people. We will read right through that BS, okay? We will find it out if you're bluffing. So be honest, okay? But, tell your story because that's what we ultimately want to hear. All right. We got what? What else is going on today at the WSOP? Let's hit on the 25K. I'm doing this quickly without the rundown because it's late, so forgive me. 25K high roller PLO. Did they bag early in this one?
Yeah, that's the one they bagged.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? Oh my gosh, look who's on top of the chip counts.
Seth Davies? Jeremy Osmus?
No.
Talal
Shakurchi. I didn't even know he was here.
Well, why didn't he play the 250?
Exactly.
Yet?
I was just going to say, he's another one who didn't play the 250,
man.
Right? He's good for all those. He didn't play any 25K, 50K, whatever. But he's here. Maybe he had business, right? So Talal Shakurchi bags the chip lead, followed by Richard Grieco, Aaron Coupin, Mickey Dueck, Bruno Firth, Gergo Nagy, got Dylan Smith up there, Frank Brannon up there, Jesse Lonis, Sean Winter, Ryan Lang, Kane Callis. Are our guys even in this? Can you help me with this? What do you do? What are you doing? You're I told you can't win your poker story. You need to stop. Get off that website.
I'm trying to find another way to get in.
Jason Kuhn bag chips, Lawrence Brandt bag chips, Sean Troja bag chips, Christian Harder bagged chips, our boy Yoni Ukamainen bagged chips, Sam Silverwell bagged chips. I don't see Jeremy Osmus. There he is. Oh, he bagged chips. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Jeremy Osmus.
I got the other events ready to go. You go through the PLO.
Yeah,
I'm ready
so
with the other ones.
do you know what the 25K PLO got last year? How many entries? This is 370 at the end of day one.
I'm going to say it got 525 is my guess.
I'm going to say it got 430.
There was only one, though? Or was there multiple?
I think there was only one 25K PLO. Because last year they had a 10K, they had a 25K.
476, won by David Eldridge. A $2.2 million.
He beat Brian Razz, heads up.
Okay,
so they got 370 right now. Registration is still open for a bit on the second day. 178 players remain. So that number's going to grow. I would imagine it gets to 450 at least. At least. I believe there's 2 reentries in this one too. So people can obviously bust out on Wednesday and then hop back in there. What's the next event that we need to talk about?
Let's go 10K Razz Championship.
Okay. I wasn't going to go there, but go ahead.
10K Razz Championship. They've still got a little bit of play left. But
are they playing? They're playing?
Well, maybe they're bagging out right now, but there is 12 players
They're
left.
still over there. I just looked.
12 players left. Ali Islami, chip leader, 1.6 million. Andrew Ye, 1.3. You got David Funkhauser. You got Brian Yoon. You got Brian Razz. You got Maxim Pisarenko. You have Javiera. You have Christian Roberts, who we were surprised to see there. And we got one name that I
actually think Christian Roberts has a 3rd place finish and a $1,500 Razz.
Okay.
Anyway.
So it's not as random as the other, but there's one guy still in there that is without doubt the number 1 pick for today's random player of the day. And that is,
know who it is.
Australian owned / Hong Kong zone / he's got an Italian flag in WSOP Plus app, but that's David Stikey.
He's here.
He's here. If you're new to poker, you will not know this name. But if you are our age, old, weathered individuals in this industry, you'll know who David Stikey is. But he's in the field. That was very interesting to see him there. But yeah, down to 12 players. They've probably got, half a level left maybe. Come back tomorrow, playing for $306,000. You mentioned Daniel Negreanu cashed.
Yeah,
defending champion.
Min cash for him.
George Alexander finished 16th. Defending 3rd place finisher, Ren Lin, 15th place. Andy McLeod, James Obbs is in there. He cashed. Max Coleman cashed. So, yeah, we'll have a winner in that. I would assume tomorrow, 12 players should get down to 1.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Let's check out this monster stack because we are streaming that on Wednesday. David Uvedov is the chip leader. Wild stuff this tournament. 102 million chips for him, which is 41 big blinds. $1.2 million up top. A little bit over $1.2 million up top. Tim and I have been talking about this one for a couple of days now. 9,920 entries. They are down to the final 7. Let me give it to you in chip order. So we got David Uvedov up on top. Clemens Reuter, drafted in 25K in 2nd place. Dylan Lindy, also drafted in 25K, 3rd place. Daniel Lay in 4th. Ivan Rubin, he's a local player, plays around town quite a bit. He's in there. James Leonard is in there, and Ashish Gupta is also in there.
Kangaroo Crew.
He is Kangaroo Crew. Do you know that
I
player?
used to play mix with him all the time.
Really?
Yeah, friends with him.
Now he's just going to win $1 million.
Great.
Unbelievable.
Mixed games. He was drafted last year in 25K fantasy by Gary Benson.
No way.
And you were like, "Who is this Ashish Gupta?" I was like, "Oh, Ash. Yeah, he's one of my boys."
Well, how did he do last year in 25K fantasy? I don't think he did anything. Well, here he's just obviously smashing.
I think he had one. I'm going to pull it up right now. But funny, Rich got mad at us this morning. I don't remember. You saw the text. He got mad because we had flame emojis and we got pictures. We got him doing work. That's why we pay him the big bucks, And I'm going to make him do a little bit more work here. I got a picture. Rich just put right about here of me taking my Paul Berman podcast listener standing in front of Ash. I'm going to show you right here, but okay. Eating a box of Australian shapes and while he's wearing his WPT Australia jacket, very Australian themed right there, but it's going to be up on your screen, hopefully, from Rich. But last year's World Series, Ash had 9 cashes. He had a 6th place finish in the 3K mini PPC, one of your favorite events. But otherwise, just a lot of little stuff. Nothing too crazy.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are guaranteed $207,000. Again, this was a $1,500 buy, and you could fire 4 bullets. So you would be in there for $6K total if you fired all 4. Up top, though, $1,204,000, an absolutely enormous day. Some might say massive.
Massive. Capital M.
A monster day. Some might say
monstrously massive.
A monstrous day for these players on Wednesday, June 18th. What time does the stream start?
Stream starts 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
PokerGo.com. You can catch it on SWADPokerGo.com or our YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on both.
It's on both. Brandon Hanks, Jeff Platt on the call. As always, bringing it home. We're going to award we're not going to award it, but $1.2 million tomorrow, getting handed out to one of these 7 gentlemen.
Crazy, crazy stuff. The 1K seniors, let's head on over there, checking on the old guys. I got no idea where they're at because doesn't look like
it's
there's
only
any,
WSOP Plus out there, so we should just skip that till
one.
Tomorrow, I think.
All right, we'll
lots
skip that one
of podcast listeners, though.
Yeah,
bagging chips, sending us, tweeting us photos of their stack, big or small. But yeah, that's going to be day 2 on Wednesday, and we will kind of see what's going on. I told some listeners that, hey, if you wear this hat right up here, you can't say the hat right here, and you bag, and you get some luck, just make sure you tell us. Make sure you send the story. You know, I'm getting a lot of the negative stories, like, hey, it didn't work. I'm spinning this yarn that you didn't bend the brim enough. Yeah, that's my, if it didn't work, you'd have to bend the brim a bit more or bend it less. But yeah, if you bag a stack, make a run with the hat on, please let us know so we can kind of shout you guys out.
Speaking of hats, I met Bitcoin Punter.
Yep.
AKA Michelin today, who has an incredible voice.
Oh yeah?
Incredible. Like he needs to be.
You better not be trying to replace me right
now.
No,
I mean, he needs to be a podcast host. I mean, it doesn't have the nice accent like you.
Okay.
Because he's from Denver, but, still. Very good stuff there. Met him, gave him a hat. I met another gentleman that I forget his name now. I'm trying to find it, but it's obviously not working. So I'll have to shout that out tomorrow. My fault. But what are you going to do? So we don't know what's going on in the seniors just yet. It's kind of all over the place. The place was packed, I'll tell you that much. So we'll hit more on the seniors once we kind of figure out, how many players are in the field. They only had 2 starting flights, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 starting flights in that one. Today was the second of those 2, so we'll start moving on forward with the seniors championship, and we will be following that as we go. And then the $1,500 Freezeout, baby, that got underway today. They are just kind of wrapping up the final few hands of the night. It looks like Frost Jock has got a big stack. It looks like Nick Palma, a.k.a. Nicky P, he's got a big stack. Jamie Gold looks like he's doing some work. Kristen Foxen is in the mix. Players that we lost, Nate Silver, see ya. Who else we got? Arthur Morris, goodbye. Mario Lopez, he's had a bunch of big cashes at the WSOP, I believe. He's gone. Freezeout, of course. So, you only get one shot in this one. Not going to be able to juice the prize pool all that much, but 2,320 entries, it looks like what we're working with. This is one of the events that I really wanted to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that.
But I'm stuck here with you, so I can't do that.
No better place to be than stuck here with me. I'm going to say that.
Looks like Giorgio Soteropoulos is doing all right. I already mentioned Nick Palma.
Registration closed in this one, right? Oh, yeah, payouts.
Renji Mao, a.k.a. Ricky Mao. Yeah, I
410, damn.
I believe registration closed.
410K, nice.
410K up top?
Yeah.
Well, that's sweet. That's a really good payday in this one. How many places pay? Well, it's got 23,
I gotta
20,
click,
I'll say 300.
I gotta click a few tabs here on Poker News.
The tabs are outrageous.
348, min
I said
cash.
320. Yeah.
Yeah, min cash, $3,022.
Alrighty, so of course, we'll keep our tabs on that one as we go. Day 2 will be on Wednesday. What is starting on Wednesday? We're gonna have the 25K high roller PLO that's still gonna have registration open. So we don't have final numbers there in that one yet, but that is a big old tournament.
We have 3 events starting.
Let me guess.
Okay. Gonna cover my screen up so you
What's
can
the
cheat.
Date? The 18th.
Wednesday. I don't think you're gonna
Millie
guess.
Maker.
God, how did you get that one? Yeah, Millie Maker.
I know because I wanted to play that one.
Okay, Millie Maker starts 1,500 buy-in. There's 4 flights.
I'll say
you're not gonna get the second one.
I'm not.
No, because it doesn't make any sense.
Have we had the 1500 stud?
No, but you're right about there. That's a good.
It has to be like a 1500 mix game.
You would assume that.
What is it?
Firstly, the 10K horse championship.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Then the 1500 PLO seems a little not right. I feel like that's you're taking some players out of the Millie Maker there. So
it's very weird.
Yeah. But you can play that through day 3, win that. You can still jump in the Millie Maker on day 1D. But still, that one seems a little. You're right. I think your whole thought of it, maybe a horse or, something like that would make more sense there.
I mean, it sounds like the place is going to be packed tomorrow.
I mean, Saturday is going to be crazy.
Saturday? You're skipping ahead a few days.
I'm saying
it's only Wednesday.
I know. I'm saying Wednesday is going to be busy because you're going to have the restart of the seniors along with day 1A of the Millie Maker, but it's going to start small.
Yeah, but what time does the Millie Maker start? Because doesn't the seniors start at like 10?
They both start at 10. Well, the seniors restart might be 11 actually, but Millie Maker starts at 10.
The seniors restart should be 8:30 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, it probably should be.
Seriously. Actually. A cup of coffee, a donut, and a newspaper.
No, it's not
at everyone's seat. Maybe it's a choice between a newspaper and a crossword puzzle, but
it's
one of the
probably oats overnight.
No. That doesn't need to be oats overnight, okay? Like we can't be, filling water and passing those out overnight.
Too difficult?
Just a donut.
Okay.
All right. That's what these guys want. A nice cup of coffee. Hot coffee.
11 a.m. restart. Even later than the old Millie Maker.
Should be 7:30 in the morning for the old guys. Come on. Right?
Sure. If you can convince dealers and staff to get up at 7:30, good luck to you.
What do you mean? People get up at 7:30 anyway.
No, but that means they got to get up at 6:30 now. Yeah. Shower, gym, laundry, tan, all that stuff.
They'll be all right. All right, but it's going to be packed. And what was on Saturday that you
It'll be day 1D of the Millie Maker, so like just naturally going to be a madhouse.
That's going to be nuts. Do you think the Millie Maker will get more or less than the Monster Stack?
What is the re-entry element in the Millie Maker?
I got no idea.
What was it in the Monster Stack?
1 entry per flight. You can only fire 4 bullets. I think Millie Maker is. I'm going to guess it's 1 re-entry per flight.
I was going to say the same thing. So I'd have to take the Millie Maker on that.
But has the Millie Maker gotten
1 re-entry per flight? Yeah.
Has the Millie Maker gotten? What did the Millie Maker have last year? Look that up. Stack guy.
Stat man. God, I just closed that thing down.
I don't feel like the Millie Maker got like if it got over 10,000. I don't think it got way over 10,000.
10,939.
Yeah. See. So that's still pretty close to this year, and the Monster Stack this year got a boost. But there is in all these big multi-flight no limit hold'ems, there are an extra flight.
Yep.
So Millie Maker's going to have 12,000 players in it. You want to bet on it? I'll take over. I'll take 12,000 and over. I want 12,000. The number 12,000 and over.
All right, just for the pod, I'll take the under.
No, not just for the pod. You're Mr. Pessimistic over there. You're for sure taking the under.
It's a good line. I'm saying I'm commending your line. I think it's a good one.
That's right.
I'll take
12,000, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right, that's for the coffee. Anything else for us today, or are we getting out of here? It's 1:20 a.m. I am freaking beat.
It is 1:20 a.m. and I think it's time to wrap it up and get some shut eye.
All right, cool. For Tim Duckworth, my name is Donnie Peters. Appreciate you guys listening and watching. We'll talk to you next time.
See ya.